To say that the Cleveland Browns are a bad organization would truly be underselling how awful this franchise is. Since returning in 1999, they have started 42 different NFL quarterbacks. 42, which is by far the most. And just the other day, as of recording this, August 26, 2026, Deshaun Watson has been named the starter, which I think is incorrect. I think it should be Shedeur Sanders, but with the two first games of the year being on the road in Jacksonville and then down to Tampa, I think that Deshaun's going to perform so poorly, they're not going to have any choice but to start Shedeur. And then halfway through on our home opener, week 3, they're going to announce Shedeur is going to be the starter. Why is this roster so bad? Let's take a look. So my goal with this franchise is to clean up the past regime's failures, which include 230 million reasons to absolutely despise Deshaun Watson. 257 million if you count the 27 other reasons. But do I believe in Shedeur Sanders? Kinda. I'm not saying Todd Monken's going to be a bad coach. I hope he's a great coach. I hope we win plenty of games, and I hope we make the playoffs. Will we? Probably not. But the goal here in Madden is to develop Shedeur Sanders. And developing players in this game is really, really easy. So we're going to try and limit how many of the absolutely busted coach abilities we use. So, can Shedeur Sanders win? Sure. Maybe. We'll see. Have to see how it goes. Dylan Gabriel, there's nothing to talk about. Taylor Green was an absolute unit at 6'6", 227 pounds. With 91 throw power, 92 speed, 91 acceleration. He is ridiculous. But this isn't college football. He doesn't get a year to redshirt. He's already 24 years old. In 3 or 4 years, is he going to be high enough overall to be a franchise quarterback? I don't know. With normal development, maybe. But I think hopefully that Todd Monken will use him in the same role that Quinshawn got last year with all those 4th down Wildcat plays where he just ran the ball. Hopefully Taylor Green can do that. Offensive line, we drafted Spencer Fano in the first round. He is a big tackle. Hopefully he plays well. He's gotten he's got a lot of attention during training camp for his little skirmish with Jared Verse, but iron sharpens iron. Zion Johnson, Elton Jenkins, both came in as free agents. They look to be the starting guard and starting center. Tevin Jenkins is back on a 1-year deal. I believe it's a 1-year deal. Yeah. And then we traded a 2026 5th-round pick to the Houston Texans for Titus Howard. And then we immediately extended him on a 3-year, $63 million contract, which I don't think is represented right here. I don't think so. I don't know. A lot of contracts are bad in this game. At tight end, we let David Njoku walk so Harold Fannin can get the absolute most out of his tight end 1. And then the receiver room is by far, well, I mean, that between the running backs and the receivers. I think the running back room is a little bit better, but the wide receiver room has potential. Jerry Jeudy is slowly falling out of grace with me. I know he's a good receiver, but he just cannot stop dropping the ball. Every single time I see a clip of Browns training camp, it's either Jerry Jeudy dropping a ball or Deshaun Watson making a really bad throw. So, in the first round, at the back end of the first round, we drafted Casey Concepcion Jr. out of Texas A&M. Speedster, he will be our slot guy. 6 foot, 190 pounds. He's got 91 speed. He'll be our slot guy. And then in the second round, we picked up arguably who I wanted in the first round, funny enough. Mr. Denzel Boston, the big-bodied receiver from Washington. So we will throw him on the outside. Jerry Jeudy will be on the outside, and then Casey will be in the middle. There's also Cedric Tillman, Tylan Wallace, Malachi Corley's on the roster for wide receivers. And then in the running back room, it's Quinshon Judkins, Dylan Sampson, Raheem Sanders, Michael Burton is the fullback. It's been, I want to say, like 7 months since Quinshon Judkins broke his leg. But, man, he is insane. He fractured his right fibula and dislocated his right ankle in week 16 versus the Buffalo. He had to get surgery on it. And then he's already back in playing in preseason games. That's insane to me. Quinshon was on his way to more than he probably could have made a push for offensive rookie of the year. But man, he led all rookies in rushing yards, rushing attempts, and rushing touchdowns when he got hurt. But that is what it is. We hope to build on it. And then Dylan Sampson is the speedster from Tennessee. Still very young, going into his second year at 21 years old. When Quinshon's not in the game, we'll probably be on third down, probably third and long, waiting. Probably like set up a screen to Dylan. But that's the offense. Defensively is where I think this team gets a lot stronger. Up front, Alex Wright, unfortunately, just suffered a season-ending injury. I believe it was a ruptured Achilles. Yes. 3 days ago, as of recording this. He will miss the entire season with a ruptured Achilles tendon. We will have him. No pre-existing injuries, so we will have Alex Wright for the rest of the year. Jared Verse is the big offer or big trade piece that we got from the Rams for Myles Garrett. We got Jared Verse, a first-round pick, a second-round pick next year, and a 2029 third-round pick. He's not going to be as good as Myles. I'll just throw that out there right now. Maybe he gets 15 to 17 sacks, I'll be surprised. But I really want him to be good. A lot of fans I know say we got fleeced because Jared Verse, and basically a first-round pick just is not equivalent value to what Myles Garrett brought. I get it. I know. But Myles Garrett is not going to fall. He's not just going to, the wheels aren't going to fall off the train just because he got traded to LA. But Jared Verse is younger. We got a first round pick. Myles wasn't going to win anything in Cleveland. There were still trade talks even after he signed his giant monster extension. So, unfortunately, it is what it is. Best of luck to Myles in LA. Linebacker, Quincy Williams, Carson Schweshinger, Nathaniel Watson. Schwess, the defensive rookie of the year, looks to build upon a better season. I think he's insane. And I think, man, if Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah doesn't get hurt, who knows what this linebacking core looks like. But, man, Devin Bush, JOK, and Carson Schweshinger would be the dream ideal linebacking room. But, it is what it is. In the secondary, Denzel Ward recently signed a contract that made him the highest paid corner in the league for the second time in his career. And it is very much well worth it. Denzel Ward is one of the most underrated, under-talked about corners in the entire of the NFL. It's insane how he just doesn't get talked about. Here's his contract. $19 million this year, $18.8 million next year, and then it jumps all the way up to $42 million in 28 and 29. A little pricey, but he is absolutely insanity. He's phenomenal. I love Denzel Ward. I think he's a Hall of Famer. He's going to go down as one of the best corners to ever put on a jersey for Cleveland. And then Tyson Campbell, we received in a midseason trade. Oh, man, last season with Jacksonville for Greg Newsome. Man, I really should have done some research. But Tyson Campbell is a very good corner 2 to Denzel Ward's corner 1. And then the rest of this corner room is awful. It's so bad. Tyler Hall, he has 90 speed. He's a slot corner. And then Miles Harden, D'Angelo Ross is like depth, I guess. Plenty of corners in free agency that Andrew Berry could call up and be like, hey, y'all want to come play for Cleveland? And all of them are going to say no, but, to get to play. It was October 8th, 2025, Tyson Campbell and a 7th-round pick to Cleveland for Greg Newsome and a 6th-round pick. And then in the secondary, in the safety, Grant Delpit at strong safety, Ronnie Hickman at free safety, and then the Toledo standout safety, Emmanuel McNeil-Warren. The Browns 2026 draft class was one of the best. Andrew Berry crushed it again. The 2024 and the 2025 Browns draft class, everybody has hyped up as it has been absolute insanity, and it's been insanely good. We will see what the on-field product is, but overall, I think Spencer Fano, KC, and Denzel and Emmanuel McNeil-Warren are all going to be absolute game-changer, franchise-changing players. But the rest of them, though, will the rest of them pan out? Austin Barber was our 3rd-round pick. He's a tackle out of Florida. Parker Brailsford was a 5th-round pick out of Alabama. Linebacker Justin Jefferson was also a 5th-round pick out of Bama. Joe Royer, the tight end from Cincinnati, I think is going to have good value as tight end 2. I mean, only 84 speed. He's not much of a blocker, but he is a good vertical threat to pair with Harold Fannin. And then Carson Ryan is tight end 3. He was a 7th-round pick. I skipped over Taylor Green. We already went over him. Carson Ryan is, a good possession. Again, not much of a blocker. So will this team win games? I'm not sure. Andre Schmidt, Corey Bajorquez as your special teamers. Rex Sunahara as our long snapper. Tylan Wallace kick returners. I'm going to put Dylan Sampson as our 3rd down back. Denzel Boston is going to... Well, I'm going to move KC to the slot, and then we'll have Denzel on the outside. Miles Graham is going to be our rush defensive tackle. Jared Verse and Alex Wright are our rush defensive ends. Emmanuel McNeil-Warren is going to play in the slot. With Ronnie Hickman needing a contract, will he be on the move? Will he be re-signed? I don't know. I do like Emmanuel McNeil-Warren a lot, but I also like Ronnie Hickman a lot. He really came into his own last season. So we'll have to decide something. But Emmanuel McNeil-Warren playing the slot is good for us. Schwesh will be the sub linebacker. Mason Graham will be the nose tackle. Did I say Miles Graham? I meant Mason. But that's what the team looks like. If we go over here to our salaries. You can see that we have $20 million rolling over from last year, $25.4 million in cap space currently, with the highest paid player this year being Denzel Ward, and then pretty much nobody. And then next season, it'll still be Denzel Ward, and then Tyson Campbell, Jerry Jeudy, And then Denzel will be our highest paid player for quite a bit. Now, I'm not saying I will draft a quarterback in the 2027 draft. I don't even know if the real life Browns are going to draft a quarterback in the first round of 2027. But I don't feel comfortable using any draft classes right now. So we will be using auto-generated rookies. Maybe sometime down the line, we'll do a Browns rebuild with 2027 with like Arch Manning, Lenora Sellers, all the big names from 2027. Jeremiah Smith, Ryan Coleman Williams. Sorry, but this is gonna be a long. This is gonna be a long series. We are playing on All Madden. I will do this as realistically as possible. So I'm not just going to go into the trade market and absolutely, like, if I was doing a real Browns rebuild, like Titus Howard would be traded, Jerry Jeudy would be traded. I would trade Quincy Williams. I would trade Ronnie Hickman. I would probably trade Tyson Campbell. Like, anybody that has value on this team, I would trade away just to build for the future. But with us being a 79 overall, 79 offense, 81 defense, I truly hope we can do some winnings and go Browns, unfortunately.